Ay, Mr. Bendy Bendy. You and your so-called godfather are really out here doing the most. It's crazy. Crazy work. Wild. Which, by the way, the gentleman that he introduces as his elder is not his elder. Another scammer, also very well known in Florida. He got ran out of Miami as well for scamming and hurting a couple people. But let's digest this video that was sent to me. The first thing I want to ask you guys is, can somebody please explain to me what becoming santo means? I've never used that. I've never heard of it. I didn't know that when we did cariocha, we became the santo. Another thing, he says, ganguleros, paleros, paleras. Who's going to tell him that they're all the same? I don't know. Maybe somebody. Please tell him that all three terms mean the same thing. Who's going to do that? And now, let's talk about the fun part. I don't care how many videos this gentleman shows to prove what he's trying to prove. But not everyone mounts. Okay? That has nothing to do with you getting initiated in any of these practices. If it is your destiny to get initiated into Lukumi, 21 divisions, the Luas, etc., it has nothing to do with people or elders not allowing you to pass spirit. Okay? Being a caballo is a gift that Sambi gives us. Okay? It doesn't matter how many times you guys pay $100 to go see this individual, that if you're not destined to mount, you're not going to mount. There's people that mount both. They mount spirits, they mount Orishas. There's people that are only caballo of Orishas. There's people who are only caballos of Egum. But this is not something that everyone does. Now, I love how he always has something to say about prices. Always. Yet, his cheapest initiation, quote unquote, it doesn't go under $2,000, which I have proof. You know, he doesn't want to do the sacrifice of initiating in Lukumi. Yet this is the same individual that is telling people to go buy an ileke, bless it with holy water, and start praying to the Orisha. This is the same individual that says that you don't need an initiation to work with the Orishas. That you simply just go to a botanica, buy yourself a nice little statue of Ochun with the 6-pack, and you can start working with Yalode. But the reason I'm doing this video is because my very first video was dedicated to this individual. And he was literally speaking about the same thing, about prices, and about how Ocha and Ifa are so expensive and they rip people off, yet you're charging $100 per person to attend a misa. Make it make sense to me how that has never ever existed. Let's look at some of the videos that were sent to me that are major red flags that show that this individual has zero knowledge on palo, and now he's diving his way into Lukumi.
In religion, we call it spirits. In science, we call it energy. And in the streets,
The Tatas that are from Briumba. Please explain to me what this is. Put it in this right here, because I've never seen. First of all, I'm trying to figure out what impungo this is. If somebody could please guide me, and teach us what impungo has the orula colors and which impungo takes a white plate inside. I want to show you off. I want to show you off. I want to brag about it. I want to tie the knot. I want to show you off. I want to show you off. I want to show you. Yeah, yeah. Now this right here, this that you guys see, it's the crown that we add either to Yemaya, to Batala. I can't really count all the puntas, but this is not added in any fundamentos. So what is he adding? How is he consecrating these? Especially coming from someone who claims that you don't need an impungo to consecrate a fundamento. Ay, misericordia. Now explain to me. Tiembla tierra. Ay, misericordia. Since when do we add an Ibei doll to a tiembla tierra? These are just some of the videos and some of the clips that have been sent to me. But someone with knowledge, a Tata, please share your knowledge in the comments. Now let's go to the last one. That we just saw are Ibeis. How? How are you giving out Lukumi Lekes, warriors, Ibeis? How? When this person said it himself that he is not initiated in Lukumi.
Are you a Lukumi priest? You know what's crazy, Sunshine Priest? I'm not even initiating Ocha. I'm not initiating Santeria. I'm not initiating the Lukumi community. Do I know about Orishas? Definitely. Do I know secrets and things about Orishas that I shouldn't know? Definitely. I'm a espiritista. I'm a palero. That's what I am. You know. I work at espiritismo, santerismo. Can you share? Bendiciones y lo que hay ahí. Hizo cosas que tú encuentras en la página mía. Como yo me llamo Full House. 7 inches de Tata, Brooklyn. Everybody's happy. Everybody can sing. Beautiful mesa. Toda la gente.
Woo! Let's talk about misas. Who pays? Who doesn't? Does a person have to pay? Does a person don't have to pay? And is there a time frame in misas? Do we know what time they end? Do we know what time they start? How does this work? So to answer the first question, if the misa is not yours, if you're not the one lifting the espiritita, you have no reason to pay. Okay? Misas are open to anyone. You don't even have to be a practitioner of espiritismo. You don't have to be a practitioner of lukumi. Misa is actually an event or a service that is done that can be anybody can join. Okay? Now, this right here is quote unquote a misa de desarrollo, right? I understand if you're inviting a lot of people, maybe you want to do a open donation. But if you are the one creating this event, if you are the one hosting this event, it is your responsibility to buy everything that's needed. $100 per person is wild. Okay. And this right now is something that is happening a lot in New York. As you guys can see, in Philadelphia, this is huge right now in the East Coast. Thank God it hasn't reached Miami yet. But this is very, very wild. I have also heard of people doing this in Atlanta as well. Stop getting scammed, okay? Stop getting scammed. If it's not your misa, there's no reason that you have to pay, okay? And now let's talk about the next question. The time frame. Huge red flag. If you see a flyer with a time frame of saying what time it finishes, what time it starts and what time it finishes, run. Run. Okay? We can't put time on Egum. It's the same thing with all these readings that people have this. It's $45 for 20 minutes. It's $55 for 75 minutes. It's this and that for an hour. Run. Okay? Run. You cannot put a time on Egum. This has never existed. Ever. Okay? Please, please, please stop giving your money away. Stop going to these type of events. All you're really doing is getting misguided. You know, everybody has the same spirits. You know, everybody has a Congo. Everybody has an Indian. Everybody has the Gitana that dresses in yellow. Okay? Everybody has the nun. And none of them can tell you anything about these spirits. They don't tell you anything. And the funny thing about it is that a lot of these misas, they don't tell you absolutely anything about your ancestors. So not even your grandmother, your aunt, I don't know, maybe your deceased mother, she didn't show up to your first misa. Please, ladies and gentlemen, please be very, very mindful of this that they're doing. If they're going to charge you for being a guest, run.
Bendición and blessings in God is long life, wealth, health, and prosperity. Back in Brooklyn, 7 Angels Botanica, full house. Got about 10 in attendance. Prices went up. There's a difference. You see, if you have a free misa going on and you only have 4 or 5 people, what did that tell you? But I'm charging people because that's what the derecho is for the muerto. Right? That's what the muerto says to charge. And I have a full house over there. There's a difference. There's also a difference when you say in your TikTok name that you have a botanica or you are a botanica. I mean, while you at your home and in your garden. Let me show you something. See this right here? That's an establishment. That's really a botanica. There's levels to this shit. There's some that's going to talk about it, and there's some that's going to be about it. Remember, you talk all you want, but we know the truth.
Mr. Bendy, Lord, I thought the only thing you couldn't do was speak right, but I guess you also don't know how to read. You know, if you go on my bio and you click on my website, it literally says that we are an online-based botanica. So no, I don't need a location. There is no such thing as levels to this. But let's talk about a few levels because you're doing a lot of talking, but you still haven't answered our questions. You know, why are you giving out ileques? Why are you giving out spiritual ibeyis? What is that plate? What is that crown? What is that doll doing in those so-called calderos that you're building? That's the real question, okay? Answer that. Stop changing the subject. Stop making it about me. I already know, and many of us already know that I intimidate you. I intimidate you from the moment that I did the very first video about you. Because you don't know a goddamn thing. You know, we know that you not even initiated as a Tata. But I got another question for you. I'm Mr. Bendy. Déjame hacerte una preguntita, pariguayo. Does the muerto also charge or ask for you to charge $7,000 to build a fundamento? Is that also the price of Egu? Asking for a friend. I still need you to answer the other questions. I'm just asking for a friend. Okay? This was literally recently. But no, let's go on. I got another question for you. Give me a second. This is the good one. Give me a second. This is the real one. This is the one I need you to ask me. So you know that guy that you have been exposing, that one Tata from Florida? He's not from Florida, but okay. I believe his son did some really disgusting stuff to my friend. Mr. Bendy. You had a whole... Wait a minute. Mr. Bendy, can you please explain? Is this the school you teaching your son? Because there we see the crown again. Why you didn't tell us you had a son who's also out here scamming people? Let's see some of the pictures. Let me make sure I share the page so people can know and be very careful with this individual as well. Give me a second. So you also, what is this? I want you guys to see how I deal with my pot. Dice él que esto es una mamachola. Here goes the white plate again. There goes the white plate again. Dice él que eso es una mamachola. Ay, misericordia por Dios. So again, when you are able to answer all these questions that everybody has, you know, like this right here, then we could speak and talk. Okay? Stop worrying about my misas. Stop worrying about the people that attend to my misas. Stop worrying about if there's 3 people, if there's 2 people, if there's 1. Focus on yourself and ask yourself why the hell you're charging $100 per person and why you're giving out things you don't have. Now, this is an open invitation. We can have an open live conversation and maybe you can answer all these questions. You know, you're welcome to join me on a live and we could definitely get all these answers that so many people have. So I invite you, sir. I invite you. Leave my man out of this, especially if you have him blocked, because having somebody blocked and doing a video about them and not being able to get a response from that person is some corny shit. So leave my husband out of it and take my invitation and let's get these answers, because there's so many of us that are questioning your work.